All right, week 5, Crusade of Fire, Chaos versus Chaos. Those are all spawn. Is that 2 units of spawn?
2 units of spawn.
2 units of spawn. So the Tyranid ones are one group, and then the hideous, deformed ones are another. Cultists, Rhino with Plague Marines?
Yep.
Rhino with Plague Marines?
Yep.
Havocs?
Yep.
Bikers, is that one squad?
One squad with a Chaos Lord.
With the Chaos Lord who's your Warlord. Another squad of Chaos Cultists. A Sorcerer on a bike with Mark and Nurgle. What do you got in reserve?
Subway obstruction.
I have 2 squad 3-man Terminators with all melted.
All right, the Termies. That's it?
That's it.
All right, and then on my side, I've got a Murder Pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Hellbrutes. A Chariot of Tzeentch, Chaos Bikers, Screamers, Cultists, Nurglings, Spawn, Mauler Fiend, Cultists in a Rhino, Hellbrute Cult with 2 Cultist squads, and then in Deep Strike I've got Warp Towns and a Great Unclean one, and I will attempt to seize! No. We're playing Contact Lost, I think. What's the one where we escalate up?
Yep.
By how many things we hold. So, yeah. You actually get to decide if you're going to go first. Since you deployed first.
What do they have gun?
He's going first, and his first card, you only get 1 card on round 1.
Secure Objective 4.
Secure Objective 4.
That one.
Which is that one right there. And I don't think Spawn can get to it. They could if they run.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so movement. These guys are holding this objective. These guys come up here. Spawn are coming for that. Bikes are here. This bike leaves his buddies, apparently. I don't know what he's doing. Alright, he's back into coherency. And, shooting... Oh, Psychics. Alright, so Psychic Phase. He's been hallucinated. The Mauler Fiend is,
You are a traitor.
I'm a traitor. I strike someone in my own unit.
Yep.
There's no one in my unit, so nothing happens?
Yep.
Alright. Can he move or anything?
The character's tree is It's So Beautiful. All models in this unit suffer -1 weapon skill, ballistic skill, initiative, and attacks.
Okay. We're fine with that. So, everything is beautiful. Alright, so at the end of round 1, he killed a single cultist. And, those guys turbo boosted in the movement phase. He stunned this Hellbrute in the squad and put a crazy point on it. These guys ran up and hold the objective. And yeah, he shot this one cultist with a bolter. And that was it. So, we're on to my round 1, where I'm going to draw Scour the Skies. You don't have any flyers, right? Alright, we redraw for Secure Objective 4. Funny enough, that one right there. Alright, so here's what I do. This guy flies to here. He jumps. They drive. These guys are trucking this way. And I've moved the cultists up here to line this piece of terrain so that I don't have to charge through it. Because you can't charge through models. Rhino drives up so it can hold this objective. We'll drive it all the way up. Mauler Fiend moves to there. He's hallucinating. He walks that way. These cultists are coming for this objective here. And those Nurglings hang out exactly where they were, holding that objective. And now it is on to Psychics. I rolled a dead bullseye. 1! Alright, so on the Psychic phase, this Demon Prince gives a gift of contagion to these bikers. With 1 success, Mark rolls 3 5s. So they're not denying it, and those bikers are now down 1 toughness and strength, which will greatly help me. And so we're on to the shooting phase. Warp Storm says, gain a free unit.
Gain a free unit.
A huge number of Khorne Bloodletters, Deep Strikes, right there, thanks to the Warp Storm. And now we're on to how shooting is done. These guys failed to do anything. He blinds that squad. This guy melts a whole bunch of bikes, but they're fearless because they have a Chaos Lord. The Screamers kill a bunch of cultists in the back, so that the Screamers now hold the objective. Those Bloodletters are going to run in case they get shot with a missile, and everything else is done shooting where nothing else happened. And those Bloodletters will run 4 inches. Okay, so at the end of the turn, this Demon Prince just friggin' slaughters his Chaos Lord, getting me Warlord, and I will have held Objective 4 here, so that's gone, and so I will be 2 to 1. But in the combat, I killed a bunch of Spawn, and that did a bunch of death, and we're on to round 2, where you hold 2 objectives. So you get a total of 2 cards. So you got Assassinate and Overwhelming Firepower, and his Termy's Deep Strike right there on the edge of the board with Meltas, and those bikes rally, and we're on to the rest of movement. So these guys rally. Those guys got out of their tank. Those guys didn't get out of their tank. They're coming over here. He's got to try to kill characters, and he's going to try to kill a lot of them in one round. So we're on to the psychic phase. Movement is done. How many psychic points do we have? 3. So I'll have 4. Psychics are done. This guy, Life Leeches, fails. Hallucinates. I pass. And he activates his force weapon. So he got 3 psychic powers, but nothing happened. So we're on to shooting. So in the shooting phase, he just obliterates the 2 bikes. So at a 3-up save, snap firing and kills them. Yeah, he kills my cultist champion and like one other dude, and they go to ground. He kills a whole bunch of bloodletters, but not enough. And you killed 1 cultist over here, though we were debating if I had cover.
1, 2, 3, you have cover. 3, 4, you don't. Okay.
I had cover. I'm still alive! So now we're on to the assault phase. Where are you doing any assaults?
Yes.
Yes. They deep striked in, so they cannot assault. Those bikes can't assault, but those cultists could assault my bloodletters, or could the Havocs?
Yes. The cultists are going to assault
The bloodletters. I can't overwatch. I've just got swords. Blood for the blood god. What other assaults are you going to do? This one?
multi-assault.
That'll be interesting.
So we're going after that.
You have to go after them first, because they're the ones you shot. Let's say what happened last turn. There are 3 bloodletters left in combat here. He got 2 points, bringing his score up to 3 versus my 2. And then that group of cultists attacked the Screamers, and the Screamers just killed them. He wiped out the cultists here, and then I killed his group of spawn, and we're on to my turn, where I have 4 objectives. So I have Blood and Guts, No Prisoners, Harness the Warp, and Domination, all of which are achievable, even though Domination is laughable. So at the end of the movement phase, I lost my Great Unclean One, giving Mark a point, so it's now 4-2 by deep striking him off a table. And yeah, he jumps to there, he's there, that lands in terrain and doesn't hurt itself. These guys are wrapping around the spawn. The guys in the tank parked there, they're holding that objective, they're going up. The Mauler Fiend is crawling. My Warp Talons are still in the warp. And we're on to Psychics, where 1! But I now have 1 Psyker because I lost my other one. So Psychic phase, nothing happens because he's got more points than I do. And the Warp Storm says 7, so nothing. Shooting phase, I blew up a Rhino, killed a Plague Marine, they jumped out. I killed, like 2 cultists, and so I'm going to score at least 1 point this turn. And yeah, it was this dude's multi-mouth that did it. And we're on to the assault phase. End of the combat. This spawn is alive, but the bloodletters are not. The cultists just slaughtered bloodletters. That demon prince with the black mace wiped out the Havocs. There is 1 spawn left here, which was critical for me to kill either that dude or the spawn. And that Mauler Fiend did nothing at all, so maybe I killed a cultist. And, no, not even in the Hammer of Wrath. So it completely destroyed an enemy unit. And I'm going to drop Dominate. Mark's cultist voluntarily failed a morale check to get away from the Mauler Fiend, and the Mauler Fiend ran him down. So that gives me a tank, cultists, and the Havocs killed, which will be D3 points, which is 3. So I'll get 2 more. So that takes me to 6, to Mark's 4, at the end of the term, because I also had the Blood and Guts, which was the assault phase, and I didn't kill 3 in the assault phase, just 2. So bloodletters are gone, locked with the spawn there. These guys are locked here, and we're on to round 3, where you have 1. You only have 1 card. Because you gave, so shuffle those 2 and. Alright, so he has hold objective 6, which is right next to my Mauler Fiend, but he has troops there. So his guys are deep striking him. Movement is done. These guys who are still Soul Blaze, they're here. These guys, Terminators, deep struck right next to the Land Raider. Not Land Raider, speeding thing, Chariot of Flame. Those guys are there. They're walking. They're going to try to melt on my Mauler Fiend, and these guys are locked in combat. So onto the Psychic phase.
Okay.
Just the last card I have.
6.
Harness the Warp. 6. So I'll have 6. I'll have 7. You'll have a lot because you've got a crazy Psyker.
I have 9.
9. Yep. Nothing happens in Psychic phase. I denied the Witch. And we're on to shooting, where shooting occurs. Alright, all the shooting is done. This guy jinked and took 1 hull point from a Melta. A bolter wounded my Demon Prince again. That guy's been glanced by a Melta. And that's it. So we're now on to the assaults.
Okay.
So at the end of the assault phase, here's what happens. My Chaos Demon Prince beat the bikers and then rolled a spawn hood and turns from a Chaos Demon Prince of Nurgle into a spawn of Nurgle, apparently. That Mauler Fiend is locked in combat, having killed all but 2 Plague Marines, and the Burning Chariot of Tzeentch is gone, but these guys are still Soul Blazed, and I slaughtered his Chaos Sorcerer. So you, what points did you get?
I got 1 for the objective over.
1 for the objective, and does that doesn't? I still have a Warlord, so the spawn is my Warlord. No, he's not my Warlord. You already got Warlord. Yeah, so he's no longer a character. Haha. And those cultists are running away from my other spawn. So sad day. Chaos Demon Prince turned to spawn, and now we're on to my turn 3, where I hold. Well, he's going to consolidate 4 inches, but I can't hold that objective because you've got a tank next to it. So I'm going to hold 1, 2, 3, and this is no longer achievable because I have no Psychers. So 1, 2, 3. Big Game Hunter, secure objective 5, and Ascendancy. Alright, so movement phase is done. Oh, I forgot about him. He's going to walk over here and kill some cultists. Movement phase is done. And we are on to the Psychic phase, which is immediately over because they're gone. So my Warp Storm says 8. Alright, at the end of shooting phase, Multi-Meltas killed 1 Terminator. And we're on to the Assault phase. At the end of the Assault phase, I kill a Rhino and some Plague Marines. I got Big Game Hunter for killing the Rhino. And if I control 3 objectives, which I do, I get D3, 1. So 2 points so far, and secure objective 5, I have that. So 3 points this round, which brings me up to 8 to 6. Alright, so he didn't score objective 1, which is his last card. He slaughtered most of my Screamers, but I killed 1 Terminator in the process. And that was the assaults, and so it's the end of the turn. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 objectives. 1, 2, 3, 4. My movement is done. Warp Talons came in and blinded those guys. And these guys are coming up to take that objective. Psychic phase is over. Warp Storm says 6. These Mauler Fiends are not going to be able to hold objective 3 because they just weren't able to run fast enough. And shooting-wise, we didn't do anything. So we're on to the assaults where there's an assault there, and that Chaos Spawn charges you. Rah! Matter of fact, they both won't. That won't hold that objective.
Come on, start!
Alright, I will. 10 minutes charge. I'm in. And, no, I don't want to do that. I want to hold that objective. What are you trying to lure me into this? I do not charge you.
That's why he's a spawn now.
That's why he's a spawn. He can't make decisions. And so we're on to the assaults where, yeah, that's what happens. End of the combat, nothing at all happens. Nothing. I scored objective 1, objective 2, objective 4, but not 3, so I got 3 points. Bringing the score up to something ludicrous. So now it's 11 to 6, but not 21 like some people score. Okay, moving on. Possibly the last turn. In the movement phase, these Plague Marines are coming here. These guys walk right up to the edge of the ruins, Then on the shooting phase, they shoot and put 2 wounds actually on the Nurglings. And those guys immobilize with a Melta this dude right here. And we're on to the assaults where they assault.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. So at the end of the assault phase, the murder pack murders the Plague Marines. These guys do wounds on the Nurglings, who then roll an 11 on their instability and just go back to the warp. And we got that assault over there where my guy has whatever that was. The 4.
4 is the 2d6 attack.
2d6 attacks. He has 5 attacks. Strength 5. He does nothing. You roll double 1s.
Okay.
And the other guy hits and does a wound, but you go before him. You hit. Yeah, it's initiative 3.
Initiative 1.
1. Oh, I did a wound. You have a 5-up pinball. You're good. All right. So in that combat with the Terminator, there's a spawn left with a wound because he caused instability checks on the Screamer by hitting the spawn. And we're at the end of top of 5 where you get a point for holding objective 1, bringing the score 7 to 11, like a cheap grocery store brand. All right, I scored objective 2, Kingslayer, and secure objective 3. And my guys walk 3 inches. They'll stand right next to it. And secure objective 2, I'm already on it. I do nothing. Warp Storm says 7, which is nothing.
Are they moving?
No. I see no reason. And yeah, so I'm going to score 3 points. 2, 3. Crazy points now. Does the game end? Yes. All right, so that was 14 to 7. Chaos versus Chaos. So final score, when Linebreaker is concerned, Mark's going to be up to 8 points, and I'll get another point, so I'll be at 15.